This is one of the things I love about your book so much, when you let the text talk to the text, which one of the things I think you do so brilliantly is like you do that in print, like you don't just talk about that. That's largely what the book does, is puts the text in dialogue with other texts. And I just feel like that's such a Jewish way of thinking, and it's so what we like the disputation, that it's in the contesting, like that's where the good stuff is.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
getting around that. You can't skip to the punchline. Which is what I think we want to do. Like,
yeah,
just distill it down to, like, well, the positive promises or something. You don't get there without, you don't get the blessing without the long night of wrestling. And
exactly. And you kind of have to demand the blessing.
yes, that's right.
Like, I'm going to
That's right.
wrestle with you until I get a blessing. And there's a
Yes.
lot of texts, a lot of biblical stories, and from old, from Hebrew scripture all the way to the New Testament that I've yet to get my blessing on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. There's still a lot that don't make sense to me, or that trouble me, or that have been used in so many, like, just used and abused in violent and
Sure.
demeaning ways that it's like really hard to see any redemption in them. Those are still there for me, but I can't give up on it.
Why don't you think you can give up?
This is the question too. Like, why are you still a Christian? I mean, just because the story, first of all, it's just Jesus. The story of Jesus is just, it's a story I'm willing to risk being wrong about.
I love that
Just
line in the book.
well,
So
it's
great.
just that's how I answer anytime anybody asks me why I'm still a Christian. It's because I know I could be wrong. I know I could have all of this wrong, but something about Jesus, the story of Jesus, just remains so compelling. I'm willing to take the risk of faith. That's why I can't give up on it. I think it actually, frankly, helps a background in literature and a love for literature. Helps me see that, like, stories don't have to be like trying to force a story into a genre it was never meant to be made. Like trying to force a story that is a creation myth into history. Like, you're actually, that's not the best way to read it. You're not actually reading it for all it's worth when you're trying to force it into the wrong genre. That makes sense to me because of my love of literature.
Sure.
And knowing that something doesn't have to be historical to be true.
Right.
That's important. So I think a lot of Inspired focuses on genre classification.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
how do I make genre classification fun? Because I really feel like that's at the heart of a lot of misunderstanding around the Bible, is people are
Absolutely.
applying the wrong genre to the text. We forget the epistles are letters. They're letters, and we're
Right.
reading them like laws. We
Right.
forget that Job is poetry, and
Yes.
and that Genesis 1 and 2 are creation stories, like taken right out of, taking lots of pages from how ancient Near Eastern creation narratives were told. So, like, trying to make that interesting to people was the work of this book, and to make it fun. But I think that's one reason why I still love the Bible and am drawn to it, is because I just think these are really good stories.
Yes.
Like, we get so used to them, we forget, like, this story about a guy who really didn't want to go, bring, God to this group of people that he hated. So God sends a giant fish to eat him for 3 days and then spit him up on shore. That's up. And then it ends with this bizarre, Jonah decides to still throw a little hissy fit, and he goes out. He goes out and complains, and then God takes away the tiny little shrub that was giving him shade. Like, these are interesting, funny, complicated stories, and
Absolutely.
I cannot get enough of them.
Yes.
Every time
Yes.
somebody comes in with a new take on Jonah, or a new take on Jephthah's daughter,
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Or Hagar, for example. You want to talk about, like, this Hagar is just, one of a few women, important, significant women characters in Hebrew scripture. And so many people have so many different takes on her, especially women coming from womanist perspectives, like the womanist tradition of interpretation, which is like looking at that story from the perspective, the unique perspective of a Black woman. So looking at the story of Hagar, who was an enslaved woman from Egypt, from Africa, living with Abraham and Isaac, enslaved by them. Like, a Black woman from America is going to read that story differently than I am.
Right.
And I cannot get enough of that experience of having a story that I've known my whole life, and then meeting somebody and reading their take on it, or talking with them about it and seeing it in a whole new different way. And it happens over and over and over and over. So I just, like, you've seen my desk. It's just, it's a pile. It's stacks and stacks of books about biblical interpretation, because I get excited to hear all
Sure.
these different takes on these stories. So Yeah, I think it's just like Jesus, and also just I'm compelled by really good stories,
Yeah.
and these are
Yeah.
good stories.
Mm.